as is often the way when I'm walking with a friend, in this case it's Scott, I don't do much filming or photography, so this bit's quite short. So here's the next day. Morning guys, day 4 of the Jurassic Way. I'm on the Brompton Valley Way. I've just left Market Harborough and I'm heading down to Braybrooke, where I ended day 3, and this is about a mile or two back to where I got to, and the easiest way to get back there. I actually got a lift from Braybrooke to my friend's house, and this morning I've got to Market Harborough myself, and now I've got to walk down to the recommence day 4. So Brompton Valley walk down to between Great Oxenden and Braybrooke, where I shall pick up the Jurassic Way and go through quite a few little villages on the way along the side of the Welland Valley. So just come off the Brompton Valley Way, and now it's some minor footpaths down into Braybrooke, and then it'll be almost lunchtime and I'll actually be starting my walk for the day. Don't anticipate too long a day today. A total of 13 to 15 miles. Obviously a couple of them not technically part of the Jurassic Way, but just a part of my route. But it's a beautiful day. I haven't got sunscreen or a sun hat. I may well regret that later. Alright, let's get cracking. Lovely little bit of meadow here. Lacking the bees though, I'm not seeing any bees. I'm seeing maybe solitary bees and various bugs and flies, but I'm not seeing the bumblebees. Just talking about bees, and I've just walked through, not bees but hornets, a nest at the side. Heard this buzzing, and next thing I know I'm walking through thousands of them, and just kept going very, very slowly, and shook my collar off just in case they were any landed on my neck or back or head. And yeah, they were buzzing a good one. I don't know what's upset them. They were out and lively before I come up the track. So anyway, I'm up Braybrooke and it's 12 o'clock. I'm at the point I left off with my friend Scott. He's not with me on this leg today. Fortunately he's back at work. But we got here the other night after setting hell of a pace that day, and hence why there wasn't a lot of video in the third section of the Jurassic Way walk, because we were doing 50 minutes walking, 5 kilometres, 10 minutes rest, and it was fairly up and down hill, so it was good old going. But I'm on the Jurassic Way proper now, and I'm only going to walk a decent pace today. Nice slow pace. I've got plenty of time till 6, 7, even 8 o'clock if I need it. And the benefit of taking the bus this morning to Market Harborough is we came through a few of the little villages that I'll be walking back through. And I know at Wilberston there's a shop for supplies and stuff. So the church at Braybrooke, huge spire. You can see that from a couple of miles back, a few kilometres away. river, not one you see very often. Braybrooke church in the background. Working for a cow field. Luckily they're all down the other end, as I was just pointing there. My path carries on this way, over the railway, or under, and on. Just come up this hill out of the farmyard, where 3 footpaths actually merge here. I'm on the Jurassic Way, the Midshires Way and the Macmillan Way, all sharing this same little bit. But the farmer down there in that place loves us. My dark sky weather app's doing well again. It's just informed me that it shall start raining in 7 minutes, about 5 minutes time now. It'll rain for about 14 minutes. The rain's coming up from the south, so should only be light drizzle. That gives me the opportunity to get my jacket ready and avoid the worst of it. Very distance there I can still see Braybrooke church steeple. I think that's it anyway. Right across the valley there. My path is ahead, somewhere across there. Didn't have the problem with the rain. It's only drizzle, didn't even put my coat on, it wasn't really necessary. But I did have a problem between the Hermitage and Stoke Wood, finding the footpath. Completely overgrown, all the signs missing, signs down. I had to find my own path in the end, and some people had clearly been that way, but it was well overgrown, and I was able to jump a little brook, but probably wasted a good 20-30 minutes walking up and down the field looking for the proper route through. Even resorted to checking satellite imagery and could see I was in the right place, but there's just no signs of the footpath. Shame I wasn't the right way around with the camera there. Made a mistake about the church up on the hill. That's a different church with a huge steeple. But right, let's get going again. Here we go. This is the field I'm passing into. Give me the eyes, but better than having to go through his field. Thankfully, this is the route ahead. Somewhere across the other side of that field. Passed through Wilbuston, went to the post office, got some drink. Now, heading through the countryside, approaching East Carlton. East Carlton Church Tower, you can see in the distance there. Follow this track, and this is a bit of a diversion. I go through East Carlton, Middleton, Cottingham, and then I head and do a 3 rays round the square to Rockingham. But that gets me away from the main road, so not a problem, but that's in another mile or 2 yet. Fortunately, I can still hear the road noise in the background behind me. I'm approaching East Carlton Grange. Welland Valley as it passes Cottingham. This place is, look at Rockingham Land Rovers for future reference. At the moment. On the final stretch of day 4, Jurassic Way. It's been a warm day, it's been a tough day. It's slightly overcast all afternoon, but it's been very warm. Just left Rockingham. The last little stretch now to Gretton, where I'm going to go to the Talbot Inn and have a pint or two before heading back to my friend's house. It's working, so there's no real rush. So it's an interesting walk, just one more day to go. I'm going to do that in reverse. I've done everything from Banbury to Stamford so far, from west to east. But the next leg is, I'm going to go to Stamford, see if I can get a lift there, maybe the train there. It's not the easiest place to get to. And walk back to Gretton. That's much better. Finishing at my friend's house is a much better idea than finishing in Stamford and then having to negotiate transport home, which could take a couple of hours. So the ending point will be, again for the 5th part, the Talbot Inn, and then I'll have finished the Jurassic Way. Thoughts so far? It's very typical English countryside. Nothing overly dramatic. I've been to Rockingham, I've just passed through a couple of times. I've never been to the castle there. I've already walked a hell of a lot of miles today. I think I'm at about 16 miles, so these last 2 or 3 is more than enough. So the Jurassic Way has been an interesting walk. Unlike the North Downs Way, Pilgrim's Way walks, it's harder to follow, and at some points the signs are pretty non-existent. On major footpaths you tend to find that farmers run a line through their crops to make it an easy walking angle through their field. Today I found that they mostly, some do, some don't bother. You have to kind of make your own footpath or follow the tractor tracks roughly to the other side and then hope you can find the gate. Again, side on to me is the Welland Valley. So it's, after 4 days, my thoughts are, you know, it's a good walk, it's a lovely countryside walk, but it's not a spectacular walk, and I think that's pretty obvious anyway. There's no real incredible highlights on it. The North Downs Way has some lovely bits. My favourite still, without question, is the Pembrokeshire Coastal Path. That is just something else. I've yet to do the South West Coast Path. A lot harder, a lot longer than the Pembrokeshire one. But the Pembrokeshire, some of the most spectacular coastline I've ever seen. Yeah, and I know the rest of the country's got some pretty spectacular coastline, but as yet it doesn't have a continuous coast path. Coast paths are generally easy to follow as long as the sea's on the same side of you. You know you're going the right way. Also finding that this walk is just more about the plodding, gentle gradients as opposed to the steep ascents and descents that the Pembrokeshire path had. But it's good. It's a great way to walk 88 miles. Currently at 66 of the route itself. Done a lot more to and from the route, obviously. So I will finish today about 68 miles into an 88 mile walk. Very close to Gretton now. Can only be a mile or so away. A mile away from Gretton and a mile away from the Talbot Inn. A nice cold pint. Yep, I agree. And whilst that's not the thing that's keeping me going, the thought of a nice cold pint, I do have good stamina. It's been another long day and it's been remarkably hot. The sun's just breaking through for the last half hour. My feet are pounding today. Not just from today's walk, it's been a long one, but from the build-up of miles over the last couple of weeks has been huge. I normally have a spare pair of insoles in my bag, forgot them today. It's nice to switch to a different style. The other day I even switched to 2 sets in the shoe at once. I've got the Odour Eaters Tough, and they do kind of work, and they do kind of eat some of the odour. Unlike the gel ones, which make your feet sweat more than normal for long distance walking, and they really stink. But if you dry your shoes out, put the Odour Eaters in, the charcoal in them does, over a period of time, even when you're not wearing them, extract smells from your shoes. I'm quite impressed, to be honest, because my shoes stink at the end of all these walks. I'm always conscious of it when I go in a pub, and the worst thing in the world is when, oh my god, I can smell my own feet. People must be able to smell me from a mile off. Yeah, the Odour Eaters Tough. I had 2 sets of them on the other day just to get extra comfort. Today I've only got the 1 pair. I've actually got about half a dozen pairs of insoles, different types and stuff. And different types of socks. Anyway, I should put the total mileage up on the screen now for today. And not the most exciting of walks, but peaceful. Knackering. Thanks for watching, guys. The last hill